selflessly answered the call to defend our nation. I am Dr. Michael Ford, District Administrator of the Wilmot Union High School District, and it is my privilege to welcome you to our Veterans Day ceremony, where we honor, appreciate, and express our deepest gratitude to those who have worn the uniform of the United States Armed Forces. Today, we pause to reflect upon the extraordinary sacrifices made by our veterans. The individuals who have placed themselves in harm's way to protect the freedoms we often take for granted. We honor their courage, their unwavering commitment to duty, and their profound love for this great nation. Behind the medals, the salutes, and the parades lies an inspirational narrative of service and sacrifice, a testament to the enduring spirit of the American soldier. Our veterans have faced adversity with unwavering resolve, demonstrating a level of bravery and dedication that inspires us all. They have left the comforts of home to stand on distant shores, to endure the hardships of battle, and to make sacrifices that we can scarcely imagine. They have done so not for glory or recognition, but out of a deep sense of duty and a profound love for this country. And we solemnly honor the memory of those who made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our nation. Their selfless courage serves as a poignant reminder of freedom's high cost and our duty to safeguard it. Our veterans, hailing from all walks of life, embody the rich diversity of our nation. This diversity is not just a characteristic, but a wellspring of strength, proving that unity is our greatest asset. Bound by a staunch commitment to our country, they transcend differences, standing as a beacon of solidarity in an increasingly divided world. Let us now commence this program with hearts full of gratitude and respect, as we honor the brave men and women who have worn the uniform and defended our nation's principles. Thank you.
everyone. I'm Nora Kevich, and I'm a sophomore here at Wilmot High School. It is an honor for me to stand here today representing our student body as we gather to recognize and celebrate our veterans, those who have served and sacrificed for the freedoms that we have today. On Veterans Day, we pause not only to remember the origins of this day, but also to reflect on the ways that our community here at Wilmot High School comes together to honor and thank those who have worn the uniform and served our country. Veterans Day has its roots in the end of World War I, a conflict that left a profound mark on history. On November 11, 1918, at the 11th hour, fighting officially ceased, bringing hope and relief to a world ravaged by war. This moment marks what was first called Armistice Day. It was a day set aside to honor the courage and sacrifices of those who served in the Great War and to celebrate the peace that their efforts helped bring about. Over time, as our nation faced new conflicts, World War II, the Korean War, and beyond, the meaning of Armistice Day expanded. In 1954, it was renamed Veterans Day to honor all who have served, past and present. Since then, Veterans Day has been a reminder of the strength and resilience of every American who has put on a uniform to defend our country. At Wilmot High School, we understand the importance of honoring our veterans, not just today, but throughout the entire year. Expressing gratitude to those who have served is a part of who we are as a school and as a community. We work to teach and learn about the sacrifices and bravery that it takes to serve, and we aim to make each Veterans Day a meaningful occasion to remember our duty to thank and support those who have protected our freedom. From special ceremonies like this one, to moments of silence and the flags that we raise proudly around our school grounds, we are dedicated to showing our appreciation and respect for all of our veterans. In our classrooms, we teach and learn about the lives and experiences of those who have served in conflicts past and present. And beyond that, Wilmot is proud to have staff, family members, and alumni who are veterans themselves. They are a living testament to the ideals of courage, commitment, and patriotism. Many of our students have family members who are veterans, and we know the pride that they feel extends into our entire school community. In addition to that, Veterans Day reminds us of the values that we aspire to uphold. Values that we learn not only from history books, but also from the examples that are set by our veterans. Through their actions, they teach us what it means to dedicate yourself to a cause greater than you as an individual. It is a lesson that we carry with us and one that we hope to live on by each day. To conclude, on behalf of Wilmot High School, thank you to every single veteran here today and to those in our community who have served. We are profoundly grateful for your courage, your sacrifice, and your example. Today, we stand united to honor you and to carry your legacy forward with pride. Thank you for your service, and happy Veterans Day.
Good morning. I'm Amanda Seamers-Vargas. Today, we are honored to welcome Senator Steve Nass, a distinguished public servant and veteran with deep roots in our community. Born and raised in Whitewater, Wisconsin, Senator Nass graduated from Whitewater High School before earning both a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in school business management from the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. He is not only a dedicated legislator, but also a retired Chief Master Sergeant from the Wisconsin Air National Guard, where he served for 33 years, including time in the Middle East during Operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm. In addition to his military and public service, he has held roles on the Whitewater City Council and the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater Board of Visitors, and he is an active member of the American Legion and VFW. Please join me in welcoming Senator Steve Nass.
Thank you very much. This day by my fellow veterans is very much appreciated. Sometimes I'm asked, with the 33 years I served, if the sacrifice was worth it. Was it worth it? And then I come to an event like this with young people who were born after I was came back from war. And I realized that you're making something of yourselves. And yes, you have helped make the sacrifice worth it. Thank you. Thank you. Not everybody is eligible to join the military. In fact, today only 3 out of 10 high school students are eligible to join the military. Only 3 out of 10. It's an honor to serve, it's a privilege, and it's not a right. To those who have defended freedom, freedom has a special meaning. To protect it, we'll never know. Let me speak just briefly to my fellow veterans. As a veteran of the armed forces, you heard your nation's call and you answered it. You were asked to be faithful to her honor, and you have been faithful. You were asked to defend your country with your life, and you defended it. Your pledge of faith and of life has spoken of a mission worthy of remembrance and reverence. Over the years, you have no doubt held this day in solemn observance, either in public ceremony or in quiet solitude. Your mission, however, is not complete. For this and future generations will always need exemplary reminders of what it means to serve and what it means to sacrifice. Your very presence is that reminder. Your community and a grateful state and nation offer you their sincerest gratitude for your service and your sacrifice. You have made us proud, and you have kept us free. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Meredith Sullivan. Our next speaker is actually from Kenosha County. After graduating from Tremper High School in 1982, he went on to serve as a member of the Marines, the Army, and the National Guard. He served 2 tours in Iraq and was called to active duty in response to the 9/11 attacks. After serving in many places such as Camp Lejeune, Lebanon, Grenada, Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Iraq, he found his way back home to his wife Deborah, their 2 cats, 2 Yorkies, where he is now continuing his passion for service as an ROTC teacher at Alexander Hamilton High School. Please welcome our honored guest, Rod Merritt.
Good morning, Panther Nation! Thank you, good response. I also want to do a special shout out to all veterans and their families that are here this morning as well. I mentioned families because family is very important to veterans. Sometimes I believe it's harder to be a veteran's family member than being an actual veteran themselves. I'll give you an example. During my first tour in Operation Iraqi Freedom, I encouraged my soldiers to call home as often as possible. I mean, there were plenty of phones, plenty of phone cards, that's what we had back then, to make phone calls. And I encourage this because there's nothing worse than the anxiety of worrying over a family member's safety. In other words, I told them, you know that you're safe, but your family doesn't. So let them know as soon as possible. Do this as soon as you can after every mission in which you go off base. You cannot place a price on the value of family. So families, thank you. And happy Veterans Day to you all. I first went into the military 42 years ago, getting old, when I joined the Marine Corps. I actually ended up retiring in 2008. And I and my fellow veterans here want to thank you for the delicious breakfast, the conversations, and all the work that goes into pulling off a ceremony such as this one. So thank you very much. Everybody was very nice, very friendly, treated me very, very well here today, as I expect from Wilmot Union High School. I will say this though, I used to find it uncomfortable when people used to come up to me and say, thank you for your service. I really didn't know how to react or what to say. I used to just say, thank you, but I never thought that was enough. I didn't think that really conveyed what I was really feeling. So now whenever someone thanks me for my service, I shake their hand, smile, and say, you were worth it. I also want to do a shout out to any seniors who may have attended Trevor Wilmot School as 7th graders. Anybody out there? Okay. Do you remember me when I was student teaching for Mr. Reinholz? Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you again. Glad that you made it to your senior year. Good job. And thank you for letting me know that you learned from me almost as much as I learned from all of you. So, Timberwolves. As stated in my introduction, I served in both the Marine Corps and the Army. In fact, yesterday, I celebrated the 249th birthday of the Marine Corps. And of course, we have a saying in the Marines, once a Marine, always a Marine. You know it. I served in the Marines for 4 years and approximately 18 years in the Army and the Army National Guard. I ended up doing a total of 5 combat tours in 4 different combat zones. They were all mentioned in my introduction, so I don't need to go over that again. My lifelong dream always was to become a teacher. Now, my 5th grade teacher that I had at Pleasant Prairie Elementary School in beautiful Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, He started teaching in one-room schoolhouses during the Great Depression. And the challenges he faced teaching students not only in multiple grades, they were made exponentially more challenging trying to keep students coming to class instead of working on their family farms, trying to help their family keep food on the table, keep a roof over their head during extremely trying economic times. Now, I am from Kenosha County, grew up in Pleasant Prairie back when it was a tiny village of only about 500 people. 3 stop signs, 2 bars, a general store, and a post office the size of a broom closet. Now it's about 25,000 people. I just really do not recognize it anymore. But that's progress. After I graduated from Pleasant Prairie School to attend what they used to call junior high, back then it was 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. Then high school was 10th, 11th, and 12th. We got bused into the city of Kenosha. Now, the city kids, city slickers, I guess, they kind of thought of us as country hicks and kind of looked down on us a bit. Now, where I grew up, most of us lived in big old houses that had long ago seen their better days. There wasn't a lot of extra money around for some of the better things in life. But most of us were that way, and we just figured this is how the rest of the world lived. Now, I mentioned about wanting to be a teacher. Financially, there wasn't a way for me to go to college, so I joined the military. I actually got out of the military twice, but kept going back in and finally retired after my second tour in Iraq. I was 51 years old when I decided to finally go to college and make my dream come true. I had only one professor at UW Parkside in Kenosha who was actually older than me during my whole 4.5 years of school there. Some of my classmates thought it odd that someone my age would be in college. I had a teenage classmate ask me, my first class, my freshman year in 2015, "Why are you here?" I asked her the same question, "Well, why are you here?" She said, "To learn." I said, "Well, there you go." I graduated in 2019 with a degree in history and a degree in secondary education. In fact, Mr. Kochan was a classmate of mine and we graduated together. Tyler, where are you? Are you here? All right, good to see you. Go Blackhawks. Those of you who have Mr. Kochan, you know he's an awesome teacher because we went to the same college. I've been teaching Army Junior ROTC, which is a leadership program, similar to your STAR program, up at Alexander Hamilton High School in the inner city of Milwaukee. This is my 3rd year up there now. It's almost the same challenges that I had growing up. Being economically challenged, bored, things such as that. But there are challenges I never had to deal with up there. First, at that school, when the fire alarm goes off, there's a good chance it's really a fire, not a fire drill. Also, students must turn in their cell phones at the beginning of the day, and they get them back just before the bell rings at the end of the day. Also, students must go through metal detectors when they enter the building. Small inconveniences to have a safe learning environment. I spend a great portion of my day motivating my students to behave, to make good choices, do the right thing, stay in school and graduate. Graduating high school is the first major step to success in life. Don't fail high school. If you fail high school, you might fail life. Let me tell you, life is a lot longer and a lot harder than high school ever will be. On October 29th, true story, this isn't hyperbole, one of my students I had as a freshman, he's a junior, up there in Milwaukee, he was shot at a bus stop. On the 31st of October, he passed away. He was only 17 years old. He was supposed to be in class at the time that he was shot. Just another challenge that teaching in Milwaukee poses. Why continually I'm encouraging my students, stay in school, show up on time every day, graduate, move on to bigger and better things, and I encourage you all to do the same. The first few days of school, my students always ask me about life in the military, where I've been, etc. I tell them it was a good life. I've been to 44 states, 25 different countries, etc. The question about combat comes up, and all I will say, truly, is that it's ugly and it's brutal. And I've seen things that no human should ever have to see in their life, and it's not glamorous like video games like Halo or Call of Duty. It's reality. But it's a learning experience. The learning experience begins with your first day of school and ends with the last day of your life. General George S. Patton used to say, the most important 6 inches on the battlefield are the 6 inches between your ears. Your brain is the strongest and the best weapon that you have in your arsenal, and you must keep fine-tuning it to keep it at peak performance every single day. Now, earlier, I spoke about being looked down on by the city kids when I went to junior high school in the city of Kenosha. So I told that story just to set up this little demonstration. Okay, for those of you who can't see it, this is a crisp new $50 bill. I'm serious. Who wants it? Only a few? I'm going to give it to one of you. All right. Who wants it? Okay, good. Now, suppose I take this $50 bill and I crumble it up. That's awesome. Thank you, sir. All right, so I crumbled it all up. Who still wants it? Okay. What if I did this? Who still wants it? Okay. I am going to give it away. What I showed you is a very important lesson. No matter what I did with this money, you still want it. It never lost its worth. It's still worth $50. You know, there's many times in our lives when we feel like our life has been crumbled into the ground and into the dirt. We may make some bad decisions or have to deal with some poor circumstances. And sometimes our lives can make us feel worthless. But no matter what has happened or what will happen, you never lose your worth. You never lose your value. Please don't ever forget that. Win at life by winning at high school and always, always doing your absolute best. Never be asking yourself years down the road, I wonder if I had only. I did say I was going to give it away. And Kevin Carberry, where are you? Come on up. Kevin, do my honor, you would accept that. Give it up for Kevin. In closing, I want to say thank you to Kevin. Thank you, Wilmot Union High School. Thank you, Panther Nation. And beat West Coast Central!
am Elle Mortensen. It is an honor to stand here and recognize the service of each veteran with us today. As I call out each era of service, I'll also share the years for each period to help you identify when you served. If your service spans multiple areas, please remain standing as each applies. First, I would like to recognize those who served in the Global War on Terror era from 2001 to the present. This includes veterans of Afghanistan, Iraq, and other global operations in the fight against terrorism. Your courage and dedication have been pivotal in keeping our nation safe in a constantly changing world. If you served during this time, please stand. Next, we honor those who served during the Gulf War era from 1990 to 2001. This period includes Operations Desert Storm and Desert Shield in the Middle East. You served during a time of rapid deployment in complex global conflicts. If you served during these years, please stand or remain standing. Now, we would like to recognize veterans who served during the Cold War era from 1975 to 1990. During this time, service members maintained global stability and readiness, navigating a tense period of political and military rivalry. Your dedication ensured our nation's security during uncertain times. If you served during these years, please stand or remain standing. Next, we recognize those who served in the Vietnam War era from 1955 to 1975. Veterans of this time displayed immense courage under difficult conditions, often facing great challenges both abroad and at home. Your service and resilience are deeply respected. If you served during this period, please stand or remain standing. Served during the Korean War era from 1950 to 1955. Often called the Forgotten War, your dedication and bravery in harsh conditions played a crucial role in preserving freedom. If you served during these years, please stand or remain standing. Finally, we pay tribute to our World War II veterans who served from 1939 to 1945. This was a generation that faced one of the most challenging conflicts in modern history, fighting with extraordinary bravery across Europe, the Pacific, and beyond. Known as the Greatest Generation, these men and women helped shape the world as we know it today. We honor them here and in spirit for their incredible legacy and sacrifice. As we close this tribute, we will now honor all who have served and sacrificed by observing a moment of reflection with the playing of taps. Please stand if you are able, and let this solemn tune remind us of the dedication and bravery of our veterans, both present and those who are with us in spirit.
Please remain standing for the retirement of the colors. Please be seated. Good morning. I'm Rob Cryle, Principal Wilmot, and it is my honor to conclude our Veterans Day ceremony. Students, I encourage you to carry a deep gratitude for the men and women who have served our country. Their sacrifices and dedication have made our nation stronger and more secure. Today, we have taken a moment to honor the heroes who have defended our freedom. Let us remember that every day is an opportunity to show our appreciation and support for our veterans. Please do not forget the courage and commitment of our servicemen and women. May we continue to uphold our duty to honor their service and care for those who have borne the cost of our freedom. In closing, remember that the legacy of our veterans is not confined to this one day. Their sacrifices and valor should inspire us to live our lives with a deep sense of duty, responsibility, and gratitude. Thank you. At this time, I would like our guests to remain seated. When our students have finished leaving, I would like all our guests that are able to leave the gym from the back in order for our students to honor you in your service. At this time, students, please leave your seats and form our honor walk. Guests, please remain seated. At this time, guests, if you don't mind walking through our tunnel so we can honor you. Once again, thank you for your service. Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you.